A lot of us are now getting bitten by the bike bug. That's a lot of alliteration. That's a triple alliteration. Bitten by the bike bug, almost. I've even got back in the saddle again. If I'm doing it, you know, I'm usually behind with these things, but so to speak. But you know, even I've got back in the saddle again. But some people take it that once. Some people have always got to be a bit better, haven't they? In a couple of weeks' time, my next guest from Whittam, it's all Whittam today, isn't it? He'll be saddling up for a 2,100-mile solo ride from Essex to Marrakech. He's doing this in aid of the charity PumpAid. Now, over the course of 28 days or thereabouts, the route will take him through all sorts of different areas. Well, Jonathan Collard is the man who's doing it, and I asked Jonathan earlier on this morning, why?
I believe it's everyone's human right to have clean drinking water, and by doing this I'd like to pay for an entire pump, which will do that.
And how much is a pump?
It's in the region of £3,000.
Right, so that's a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah, PumpAid, they do the kind of ground radar and all the surveying work before they build the pump, and they also teach the local community how to use and maintain the pump.
And where would you want the pump to be?
I think it's going to be somewhere in rural Malawi. Right.
Now, explain the route that you're doing.
Well, I'm starting off in Chelmsford, and then making my way towards Dover. From Dover, I'll go on the ferry to Calais, Calais to Paris, Paris to Barcelona, and then basically along the east coast of Spain mainly.
Yeah.
Down to the bottom right-hand corner, and then along the bottom of Spain to Gibraltar, and then from Gibraltar across to Morocco.
How far is this?
It's 2,100 miles.
God, and you're going to do this alone, is that right? Solo?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
So are you going to take all your kit with you, or are you going to have any backup team at all?
I'm taking a kind of bike trailer, which is going to have all my tent and sleeping bag and stuff inside.
Now, once you get to Morocco, what are the roads likely to be like there, on your way to Marrakech?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I've seen some kind of videos on YouTube of the roads, and they don't look too bad, so hopefully I'll be okay.
Why did you choose Marrakech to go to?
It's somewhere I've always wanted to visit, and also because it's in North Africa, because the pump's going to be in Africa somewhere. I thought it'd be good to go to. I didn't want to go too far south into southern Africa because it's difficult logistically getting all the food and water and stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be good to go at least to North Africa.
Now, have you ever done anything like this before?
I haven't, no.
So, what preparations have you been making? Because 2,100 miles is a lot of cycling.
It is, yeah. I've been doing a lot of cycling. I think I've done about 1,000 training miles so far.
Yeah.
Also, using my local council gym to do a lot of running, some weights, swimming.
So, but by the time you actually start this, will you... What is the most you will have ever cycled, do you think? Because doing all this in one hit is going to be incredibly hard, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I've done kind of training rides of kind of 70 miles in a day, and at the end of those 70 miles, I felt quite confident I could go further.
Yeah.
It's just been a time factor, really.
Yeah. So how many miles do you think you're going to be cycling each day? I could work it out, but I can't.
Yeah, averages at 100 miles, but some days would be like 80, other days would be 110, 120.
What about the mountainous, the hilly areas? Because if you're going down through France, you can't really avoid those, can you?
Yeah, no, unfortunately not. Obviously, going uphill is not so great, but then it's coming down again. It's kind of reward afterwards.
So you're just going to freewheel down, are you?
Well, yeah, for the downhill section.
Just make sure your brakes are okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a race as such, but it is kind of constant pace all the time. So.
Well, you've got to, otherwise you'll never do it, will you? And how long do you think it will take to do it?
I try to set myself a target of 28 days.
Yeah.
But that's with a few rest days in as well.
Because you're going to really need those, aren't you?
Yeah, just to kind of relax a bit and just have a little break. I'm going to visit Ibiza, which is about halfway. It's going to take 2 or 3 days there just to kind of relax
and that'll get your muscles back working again and relax the muscles a bit and get everything, because everything is going to work very, very hard, isn't it? You're going to have to hydrate yourself a lot. You're going to have to look after your diet a lot as well. Do you think you're wise doing it solo?
Possibly not, but I've seen other people do similar things. The guy that cycled around the world, Mark Bowman, he did so completely alone, and he cycled much further than I'm doing.
So you reckon you can do it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And how are people sponsoring you? Because that's what it's all about, isn't it? Getting this pump.
I've set up my own website.
Yeah.
It's www.missionmarrakech.co.uk.
I rather like that. Jonathan Collard speaking to me a little earlier on this morning, and he'll be in the High Chelmer Shopping Centre in Chelmsford tomorrow with his bike and his trailer, and he has had certain issues with his trailer, between 9 and 4, and he will be collecting for the mission at that time. So he'll be in High Chelmer Shopping Centre in Chelmsford tomorrow, so you can go and meet him and have a look at his trailer as well.